right, 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. Hey, how are you, mate? All right, 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. All right, let me send the invite to everybody. All right. There you go. All right, so we do have a couple of things running or brewing right now. Let's have a look. So, how's everybody doing? I hope you had a great day. Um, Good morning. I am looking for possible trades in metals. Now, I am looking for possible shorts in metals, but I need to see the open, right? Hi, Orlando. Let's do make some money today, right? So yesterday, my 2 day trades hit stop loss for 0.9%, but I did close a 2.2% profit in my swing trade on the pound yen. So I ended up, um, well, I closed my day with a profitable figure, right? I'm doing fine, Sinan. How are you, mate? So let's have a look at what we have here. So I have the chart on gold and silver, right? Um, I do like the upside in these markets. Now, right, the thing is that if you notice, from the past sessions, gold has been quite bearish. Now, I'm looking at these highs, untapped liquidity here, right? And I am also looking at a complete change in the structure of this market, right? Now, I'm not going to go long here, and I don't like, trading within the Asian session range because what gives me, good morning, Jerry, what gives me direction, for the London Open is either, a sweep of the Asian session highs or the Asian session lows, right? Or a complete break of the Asian session highs or the Asian session lows. Let me explain. If gold breaks with the structure, again, it has broken with the structure 2 times after changing its character here after the last sweep of the lows, right? So that's what I'm looking at. And yeah, what I was telling you about direction is that I either need price to completely break with the structure or completely break above the Asian session highs, right, for me to be able to come back and buy lower. But if we get just a sweep of the Asian session highs, right, just a liquidity grab here, then I'm going to look for shorts. In the meantime, we are still trading within the Asian session range, which is something that I don't trade. Same thing with that was gold. Silver, on the other hand, the Asian session range in silver is quite tight, right? It's quite tight, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I showed you on gold, right? So, very possibly my trading metals will be in silver, right? Now, let's have a look at this chart and let's have a look at what we can actually do here. Now, the reason that I like this chart or this market is because of the Asian session range being very tight. Well, not very tight, but tighter than gold, right? So, also, we do have a ton of untapped highs here, right? And if you notice, price during the Asian session has been breaking with each single higher high. So let's wait and see what the open brings. On the pound yen side, I'm going to go to the 7-minute chart just to get rid of the noise a little bit. Again, same thing, very tight, very tight range. Good morning, Richard. I'm doing fine, thank you, mate. A little bit cold. That's why I'm wearing a hoodie. All right, so the Asian session range quite tight. So let's have a look at what has happened here. Um, I'm still long, right, on the pound yen on my swing trade. Let's see. I'm gonna show you actually, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Right, so this is the account that tracks all my trades, right? And this is the, I took profits here. Actually, my targets were like 5 pips above this high. I didn't get triggered, I didn't get filled on my target, so I decided to take 75% off of my trade here. Now, I'm still running with this, with this long position. I deleted my take profits or my targets, and I'm gonna let it run. Either I get stopped out of break even on the rest of my position, or I'm going to see new highs being printed, right? Remember, this is a swing trade, and on the 4-hour chart, it looks very good. So I do wanna see if I can get in long on the pound yen for a day trade today, but this is the thing, right? The structure in this market is still very bearish. Why? Because if you notice, how did you go with the bees? Listen, mate. I just found out that not only I have a bee problem, but I have a wasp problem. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have quite a few fruit, trees around my house. I have a big, yard around my house, and I think that my gardener told me today that that might be the problem. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do have an EpiPen on the go if I get stung by a bee. So coming back here, if you notice, the structure in this market is still bearish. Why? Because price is still breaking with every single lower low and hasn't broken with a single lower high. So, trying to find a long here for a day trade, it's not optimal. So, what I want to see here basically is just price breaking with these highs, right? Now, changing the structure immediately in this market and maybe coming back and taking out these lows for possible longs around the 162.41. So let's see what happens here, right? These are the markets that I'm looking at. The FTSE, I'm not looking at the FTSE today. The FTSE is quite choppy and non-directional. It has been non-directional for the past 3 sessions or so. So I'm not looking at the FTSE for any trades at all. Now, having said that, let's have a look at this chart, right? Having said that, we always look at the Asian session range. So, because of the failure to break with this high, right? I would be interested in some shorts should price break with the Asian session lows, maybe with the New York session lows, yesterday's session in New York. But I am definitely not looking at the FTSE for trades today. So silver and the pound yen are on my site. So what do you think, guys? What do you think about all of this that I just talked about? Right. Let me just put this on the 5 minute chart because I might get in on that trade. And if I if I trade metals, it would be silver. So we are 2 minutes away from the open, so let's wait and see what happens. This is looking very good. So a couple of things here, right? A couple of things here on uh, silver side. Um, right. So let's have a look at this. Right. Hold on. Silver, silver, silver. And silver, silver, silver. Yeah, that is a very weak low. Yeah, that is a super weak low. So, let me just delete all of this. And very possibly we'll be trying to place an order here. Right, I'm looking at this as my bullish order block or the demand zone that I want to trade, right? Right here, which is absolutely, absolutely good. This all being liquidity, right? I'm not even going to place that line. So aggressively speaking, and this I mean, and this is what I do like about this possible setup because this would be price taking out the Asian session lows, right, on the liquidity graph, maybe triggering me in for more upside continuation. So stop losses would be below the structure low here, but I'm not going to place an aggressive entry. All right, the market just opened. Let's see what we got here. Well, the market just opened, as you can see here, the London session. All right, so silver. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give you my back for a second, guys, because I am about to place that order in silver. All right, so if I'm looking at this, very possibly looking at entries around the 52.6, so something like this. And stop loss below the structure low, targeting the highs of the Asian session for a 7R, risking 0.75% or so. 21.51.9, 21.51. Oh shit, 21.51. All right, hold on. So I can't place that on my MT4. Need to go lower. Actually, yeah, 21.51.4 should be for me. Buy limit. Structure low for me is 21 of 46.5. View 21 of 46.5. That's about a yeah, I like that. And targeting the highs of the move at the 21.95. So that's a big R in this possible trade. 21.9, 21.95. Yeah, that's almost a 10 R actually for me. That's almost a 10 R actually for me. I'm gonna show you on my NT4 how this looks like. So this is how it looks like on my MT4. I'm gonna go a little lower right here, 21.46. So amazing risk to reward. Sending this to my VIPs. It's a buy limit at hold on. I'll be right with you guys. I need to send this to my VIPs. They come first, as always. 21.51.5. Stop loss at 21.46. And the TP at 21.95. So, yeah, my stop loss is 55 pips. My target is 435 pips. So almost 9, better than 9R. 435 pips. And I'm risking about exactly 0.4% on this trade. I could go with my stop losses below the actual structure low, but I don't think that's necessary to go with my stop losses uh, so wide. 0.1%. All right. All right. So this is my trade on silver. Any questions, guys? I am here. I am back. Yeah, I'll be. I'm looking for longs right now on silver. There we go. The pound yen apparently. I mean, as as I see it right now, pound yen looks bearish, right? See, this is not a break of the Asian session highs. This is just a sweep or a yeah sweep of the Asian session highs. So that's the difference, right? That's the difference. When you get a real break of the Asian session highs, I mean, you should be looking for longs. But when you get just a sweep of the Asian session highs, the highest probability trade is to the downside or shorts. Now, in this case, I'm not going to trade the pound yen. It's too choppy. Just way, 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 way too choppy. Now, silver, on the other hand, looking good. Uh-huh. So the 1 minute chart here. All right. Any questions, guys? I am here for that. If you don't have any questions, I am not going to run this show for too long, right? So, um, hmm. What I'm looking at here, hold on, let me look at the 5 minute chart because I'm looking at the 5 minute chart on my MT4, MT5, I'm sorry. So my MT5, my entry is um, yeah, pricing is very different, from broker to broker. So I'm gonna record the video for my VAPs and just listen up. And if you have any questions, again, just ask away. Let's have a quick look at gold. Yeah, the reason that I didn't went with possible gold, long gold is because that long would still be within the Asian session range, right? Now, and if price does not, break with the Asian session lows or the Asian session highs, or just sweeps the Asian session highs or Asian session lows, I don't have a clear direction in the market for the day, so I don't trade within the Asian session range. I wait for those breaks. Right now, the London range is super, super tight. We're just going to have to wait and see, right? Just give me a second. I think my camera just died. So I'm going off camera. I'm going off camera. But that's fine. I am going to record that video for my VIP. So hear me out. Yep. All right, traders, welcome to another day trading with the VIP team. Today I have a possible long on silver. Now, um, I was looking at both silver and gold for possible longs, but like I was telling everybody that's in my show right now, the setup on gold would be trading within the Asian session range, which is something that I don't do. In order for me to get actual direction in the market, I need to see a break of the Asian session highs, a break of the Asian session lows, or a sweep of the Asian session highs or the Asian session lows, right? I don't trade within the Asian session range. I know it sounds repetitive, but that's just what I do. Now, silver, I do like silver, right? If you notice, silver has been breaking with every single higher high that it has printed and that it printed during the Asian session and before. So, very possibly we'll be looking for longs, or we will have a bull day, right? And I am looking to get long after price, grabs the liquidity below the Asian session lows. Right now, as you can see, we are looking at price, rejecting the Asian session lows, which is this dotted line right here. But that it's I mean, it's not that it's completely normal, but what I'm looking at here is those stop losses getting taken out. And I am looking to get in after price liquidates these lows right here. So my entry is a little bit higher, right? And my stop losses are just below the structure low, targeting that bullish order block that created, the break of these highs and the change in the structure in this market from bearish to bullish in the immediate term. So be careful because price differs from broker to broker, and just look at the chart. Look where I'm placing my entries, my stop losses, and my targets. All right, guys. Yeah, I made a mistake. Let's have a look. Yeah, I did make a mistake. I'm sorry. So, thank you. Thank you for that, man. Always tell me. So my buy limit, it's at the 21.51.5, 21.46.0, 21.95. No, no, I have not made a mistake on the signal. That is the signal. That's my trade. Let me just send this to my VIPs. Let me recheck this. So my entry is at 21.51.5. I copy pasted it, mate. So no, there's no mistakes. Hey, Fezzi, can you point out the mistake that you're talking about? Maybe, because I don't see one. So let's have a look at the pound yen from last time. So, yeah, not trading the pound yen. Someone wanted for me to look at the pound Aussie. This is a market that I don't trade at all, but we can definitely have a look at the pound Aussie made. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't see anything at all other than possible longs. I'm not even going to look at this chart because this is a market that I don't trade. And if you notice, this is exactly the same thing that's going on with the pound yen, right? Very choppy right now. Very, very, very choppy. Now, on the pound yen side, let's have a look at this. This is just a 29 pip range. Let's go to a 50-minute chart. Yeah. So on a day trading basis, the stop loss isn't the same. Dudes, you know what? I've been telling you that you need to pay attention because, yeah, when I send a signal on the pound yen or the euro USD, on the CAD US dollar, or whatever US dollar CAD, levels are going to be exact with your broker, my broker, and TradingView, right? But when it comes to other markets, more liquid markets, like silver, or when it comes to CFDs, pricing is going to differ. It's going to be different from broker to broker. So you need to watch the videos that I send for you to find the areas that I'm trading and place your trades there, right? So be careful with that. Be careful with that. So not trading, no, not trading the. Let's have a look at the FTSE. What did the FTSE do again? Oh, hold on. Now, what do you see here? What do you see here on the FTSE? Right? What do you see here on the FTSE? This is just the FTSE taking out the Asian session lows. Uh-huh. I'm not taking a trade on the FTSE today, but I just want to show you something. Yeah, that's it. All right, so here's the FTSE taking out the Asian session lows, just sweeping the lows. Not a real break of the structure, so that means that we should in fact be looking for longs. But in this case, there's no setup to go long. I mean, I don't base my trading decisions just in when I see this. When I see this, it flags me to look for a possible setup, but in this case, there's none. I haven't traded DAX in a while, and this is the reason that I haven't traded DAX in a while. Did it just break with the highs? And the FTSE should be following. Yep, the FTSE should be following. I don't know why is it taking so long to upload the video on Telegram, but it sucks, but that's just the way it goes. Gold, silver, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, guys. We are still within the Asian session range, right? I'm going to delete everything here, remove drawings. We are still within the Asian session range. So there's no clear, it's not that there's no clear, there's absolutely no direction in this market whatsoever right now, right? Now, if if buyers start to pile up here and push price higher, then I will miss the trade, and that's fine. But to me right now, looking for longs, so where would I put my stop losses, right? If I put my stop losses below the Asian session lows, I become the liquidity that I'm looking to trade, right? So either price goes up and I miss the trade, or price completely takes out that liquidity, triggers me in, and possibly runs to my targets. Right. So let's have a look at some other markets whilst we're here. The pound USD. Yeah. Again, same thing. Have a look at this. I mean, this is not that it works every time, but I mean, let's go to the 1 minute chart because this might be actually a good opportunity. Have a look at the pound US dollar, right? Let's start by looking at the 5 minute chart because this is something that that it's looking actually good. Actually, let's go to the 3 minute chart, right? We are looking at quite a bullish run. Pre-Asian session, during the Asian session, at the end of the Asian session, we saw that explosive move. I don't know, it's just 24 pips or so, right, to the upside. Now, price took out the lows, but that is not a break of the structure. So that is just a liquidity grab, which is the one that I'm looking to trade on silver, right? This is exactly what I want to see in silver, right? I want to see price taking out the Asian session lows, triggering me in, taking out all of this liquidity, all of those weak players, right? Because you can see here, I mean, just look at the chart, right? These are deep buyers that just got fucked, right? And I'm just looking for those deep buyers in silver to get fucked before I get in on the trade. Now, I'm not telling you that this works every single time, and you should not absolutely not make your decisions, trading decisions, just based on this, right? But if the Asian session or the past couple of sessions have been bullish, right? And at the London Open, you see price just taking out the lows, then looking for a possible long is the way to go, right? This is just a tip to get direction when you're day trading, right? Um, that's just what I do. This is how I get direction when I'm day trading. So let's say silver still. Silver is still, trading within the Asian session range. Let's look right here. Still trading within the Asian session range, which is fine. Let's have a look at gold. Gold is horrible, and this is the thing. I ended up. It's not like I ended up, but just by looking at and this is why it's so important to to journal every single fucking thing that you do when trading, right? Because I realized by journaling, and when I say journaling, I mean I just if you just journal, the market, your entry, stop loss, target, profit, etc. It's not good enough, right? You need to journal every single aspect of the trade, right? Because after that you can mine that data, and by mining that data, I realized that um, trading within the Asian range for me is absolutely not profitable. So let's have a look at silver. All right. Yeah, still within the Asian session range. And like I told you guys, I rather miss on a move than trade a suboptimal setup. So, and this is very choppy, right? This is absolutely, utterly choppy. And we are still in an immediate, bearish bias, if you wanted to call it like that, because price is still breaking with the lows, failing to break with the highs, right? The London session is still very, very tight. So I'm still happy about that one. So any questions? Any questions at all? Let's have a look at again the pound yen. Oof. Let's come back to the pound US dollar. It's super, super slow. Markets are super slow right now. Let's have a look at the economic calendar. I haven't looked at it for today. So there's not too much going on right now. Um, yeah, there's nothing going on. Data-wise, we have GDP out of the U.S. I'll be live for the U.S. Open too. So uh, don't miss that out. What other markets can we look at during the London session? The pound is one, but the pound is absolutely not doing anything, right? Failing to break with these highs also is a flag for me, right? Failing to break with these highs also a flag for me, and that's the reason that you need to. The first thing that I do is I look for direction, right? This looks bullish, right? It's not that it looks bullish, but it triggers me to look for bullish setups, right? Now, the other thing that I need to see is price breaking with these highs, because price breaking with these highs means that the immediate structure in this market has shifted from bearish to bullish, right? So that hasn't happened just yet. That hasn't happened just yet. So that's why you don't take trading decisions just by looking at this. So if price breaks with those highs, then I'm gonna look for buys, right here around the 106.10 or so. But that is far from being, you know, forex markets are so slow right now. Yeah, they are. How would you confirm an entry when it breaks structure? Do you go for supply or demand, or do you decide differently? Justinos, that is a fucking great question. Possible shorts of US 100. I don't trade US equities during the London Open, mate. I don't do that. That's like trading, the Mexican peso right now. I don't do that. I don't even want to look at the chart. So, Justinos, that's a great question. So, for example, let's look for an example. Actually, let's look for a fucking example. I haven't traded crude oil in a while. Bum bum bum. So yesterday I got stopped out of my um, Nasdaq longs for a small loss. That's fine. Let's I don't know, an example, because that's a great question. That's a great question. Actually, you know what? Um, don't even look at this market, right? Don't even look at this market, right? So what I do here, what I would do here, and I'm going to go through all the possible scenarios. Scenario number one, right? Scenario number one. Scenario number one, this is the Asian session range, this box right here. This is the London session range, this box right here. In my charts, those are the ranges, and this blue right here is the New York session range, right? If you want to know the name of this indicator, I mean, it's called Asian session range, right? It's on TradingView. So, scenario number one, this is the Asian session range, right? And um, yeah, this market, let's call it bullish. Doesn't matter, right? So, looking at that, scenario number one would be during the London Open, price breaking breaking with the Asian session highs, right? And completely breaking with the Asian session highs. Not just sweeping the highs, but breaking with the Asian session highs. That is good because there's going to be a ton of weak traders trapped trying to get in on the move, uh, you know, breakout traders, momentum traders, or just weak fucking traders, right? Now, when this happens, right, I wait for price to come back to an area of demand. Now, what I need to see uh, is this. So let's imagine that this is the market that I'm looking at for that particular scenario. So I look for the area of demand, the order block that created the break of the structure. In this case, would be this one right here. Here would be I'm going to use just straight lines, and I look for imbalances because um, you know um, my perfect setup. In my perfect setup, I have to see three things. For example, uh, in silver right now, there's no inefficiencies near the area of demand that I want to trade, but there's liquidity. So there's three things that I want to see, right? I want to look for the area of demand that saw, big orders, big buy orders, a pile in that created that break of the structure. Second thing that I want to see is an imbalance, right? Here we have a clear imbalance in the market, or inefficiency in the market, or whatever you want to call it. And thirdly, I want to see liquidity, right? Those weak players with their stop losses here. And when these three things align, I just, in this case, it might happen because it's looking like it's going to break out, right? So I wait for price to break and create a lower low, right? to confirm the impulse, because I want also my entry to be on my power buy and my power sell zones, which is this blue square. So in this case, imagining that the high of the move is here, I would place my buy limits um, just just below the imbalance, with stop losses below the structure low, and targets. I would target. Um, I wouldn't target the high of the move. I would take profits at the high of the move, like 75% off. But my final targets would actually be a 10 minute. I would look on the 10-minute chart for the next area of liquidity or sale or buy side liquidity to be taken out. So, having said that, this is what's playing out here on the Dow. Huh. I hope that helps. Uh, how can I calculate the lot should I use when I already? Yeah, Justinos is right. So what you can do, mate, what you can do is just go to, oh boy, go on Google and just Google position size calculator for MT4 or MT5, whichever you trade on, and there's tons of free EAs. So you mostly for 1-2% per trade or your total equity? Never go up. I never go above 0.75% on a single trade, mate. Never. And the reason is because the setups that I look at and possibly trade have such a good risk to reward ratio that I can keep my risk very, very tight and still profit, right? So just imagine that that you are already funded with one of these funding firms, right? And you risk 1 to 2% per trades, and you have a 3 to 4 losing streak, right? You're going to blow your account, not blow your account, but you're going to hit the max stop loss on your account, and you're going to get fucked, right? The game here, or the idea here, is to have your risk very tight, and create an amazing equity curve, right? To get more and more and more capital, because if you're trading a 50K account, yeah, making 0.7% is not going to, pay for your bills, maybe. But if you're patient enough and just do that every single fucking day for a year, then you can show that equity curve to real investors, and money is just going to rain on your ass. And then you might be trading a $1 to $2 million account, and that 0.75% every day is big money. So that's the idea. Yeah, I know. I do have those numbers, but I know how. I am short GBP Good luck. Good luck, Jerry. Jerry. All right, so come back to silver. Let's come back to silver. Silver's still trading within the Asian session range. I just hate that. Right, it's still trading within the Asian session range, and like I told you, if price just skyrockets from here, well, good. I'm gonna miss that trade. I'm not gonna be on that move, which is fine. Which is fine. I'd rather miss a move than chase the market or trade suboptimal, or trade outside my entry model. But that's just fucking me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to cancel the upload. I'm going to reset this. Send. I don't know why it's so slow. All right. Gold. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the possible setup that I was looking at in gold. It was basically here, right? It was basically here, which is the zone that it tapped to the tick, right? But it's in the Asian session range, and I don't do that. Um, right. Based on your setups just now, won't the New York session correct towards the high of the London session because the volume mostly comes from the outstanding orders? Obviously, it can go either side. Yeah, I mean, but remember that I'm not gonna hold my trades for hours at all. I'm not gonna hold my trades for hours, right? I mean, what I look for is jumping in at you know a a at true demand and supply zones after weak players get fucked based on what I just everything that I told you, and by the New York session, pretty much done. And by the New York, by the New York session open, I'm just looking at the markets that I trade on the New York session. For example, the markets that I focus on the London Opens, basically the yen, the pound, and the FTSE. Right today. Also metals. I mean, metals move, in any session, right? But I mostly trade the FTSE and the pound and the yen during the London session. And, by the New York Open, I'm done with those trades. And I prepare for the New York Open by looking at U.S. equities only. I trade basically the S&P 500, the Russell, and the Nasdaq at the New York Open, and I look for the same things, right? But instead of being the Asian session, I look for the London session range on those markets. So, it's the same entry model, but different, just different markets. Yeah, I'm not a big holder. I do swing trade, right? I do swing trade, but for example, this pound yen that I'm running at the moment, uh, which I took profit. I'm still running a pound US dollar from months ago from last year that it's up more than 1,000 pips, right? But that entry, I'm gonna show you actually that entry what I did here on the GBP USD. I have to go to I think to the weekly chart to show you. So basically, what I did here on the pound, and this is a complete different right way of trading. But in my mind, and the data also shows me that by running swing trades, and I have to be very, when it comes to swing trades, I'm very careful, right? And I'm very specific on what I trade and how I trade them, right? That's why if any of you subscribe to my swing trading group, just don't fucking expect to get signals every single day. There might be weeks without signals, right? But whenever I send a signal, you're going to get a fucking 1,000 pip trade. So what I did here is this. If you remember, I don't even remember the name of this woman that was prime minister for about 4 hours in the UK. Then she crashed the pound, right, almost to parity. So there's absolutely no fucking reason why the pound should be this low, right? So I saw a fucking opportunity to make big bucks swing trading, right? Also, I wasn't going to blindly buy right on the dip because these I think they were historic lows. So where the fuck I was going to put my stop losses, right? So I waited for that pullback, and my entry was about here, about the 110, and We already took about 6% in profits along the way and holding just the very last of it for about, right now 1,000 pips. Yeah, and just looking for this break. Um, and yeah, I mean, my main trades are day trades with this entry model and the F1 strategy. The F1 strategy is a strategy that I developed. I'm going to show you how the F1 strategy actually looks. So this is the F1 strategy. It's a pretty cool strategy. It took me like 1 year to develop, right? This is how it looks. Um, this is a breakout strategy, right? What we want here. This is a good example here of an F1 strategy trade. Massive, massive trade actually. No, this is not a good example. Wow. Let's look at some trending markets on the pound yen. We might have something. Right, so right here, this is a good example. So this is the F1 strategy, right? The F1 strategy is a breakout strategy. What it trades is momentum, and we trade it on very strong markets, right? This strategy absolutely doesn't work in ranging markets like most strategies, but when it comes to trending markets, it's quite powerful. And the cool thing is that it gives you your entry, stop losses, and targets with these lines and etc. We look at very steep divergence from specific lows with this oscillator, which I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what oscillator I'm looking at, of course. And there's other rules within the strategy, but it's very cool because it's a semi-automated strategy. In this case, this was yesterday's pound yen or the day before, and this would have been the targets are the green lines. So this would have been a 2.76 R, 2.8 R, to be completely honest, 3 R. Fuck it. Let's call it a 2.9 R win, right? And that's my other entry model, the other one that I trade. Now, see? See what I told you guys? Failure to break with those highs. Failure to break with those highs, we're still in a bearish trend. So let's have a look at silver. All right, let's have a last look at silver, and I am going to be on my way. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say here other than wait for for either the break of the London highs or the break of the Asian session lows to get triggered. Either way, I'm good. And there's absolutely no other setups that I'm looking at here at all. I mean, everything is so choppy at the moment. Just have a look at the Aussie. All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go through all the markets, right? Very choppy. The Euro USD choppy. Aussie choppy. Aussie still trading within the Asian session range, which is weird. The pound, nothing. The Kiwi still trading. Very weird that too. So this was my trade yesterday. My other loss yesterday on the U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar, and this was a suboptimal setup, right? I traded. I didn't trade. The other rule that I have is I always trade the extreme area of supply or demand. I mean, if you trade liquidity or if you trade support, not support and resistance, but if you trade, supply and demand, you know that on a move you are going to get maybe two or three areas, you know, order blocks, right? And one of my rules is to always trade the extreme order block. This case should have been this one right here with my structure highs right here, my entry here. No, fuck that imbalance. And my targets should have been here for a 2.7R, which is not optimal, right? But that yesterday was a mistake on that particular trade. But I only risked 0.4% on that trade. Now, oh, the USD Swissy. Now this is looking, oh, right. So this is what I was telling you about, a clean break of the Asian session highs on a trending market, liquidity being built up. I am not going to place another order right now on any market at all because this is, I mean, markets are just too choppy at the moment, and you know, I don't want to get chopped. I don't want to get chopped. So I'm gonna wait for the New York Open to place another trade. But this is a particular one that I am going to flag. Uh, no, this is the flag for later. Green. Whenever you see a green flag on you know, here on my screen is because I'm going to review that setup later, or maybe take the trade later. But I don't know. Very choppy. Let's go back to the 5 minute chart. Very choppy, very choppy, choppy, choppy. I mean, there's nothing going on. I mean, most of the markets that I trade are still trading within the Asian session range. So today there was absolutely no real, you know, no real break. I mean, Euro Swiss franc, the Swiss is kind of crashing. There was absolutely nothing to do here for me today. So I mean, some days I mean, it's going to be like this. That there's no going to be a setup, and that's fine because I mean, being flat is also a position. You know, just trading because you want to trade and because you're in front of your charts and trading suboptimal, you know, entries or setups adds up and fucks completely your overall profitability. Those are leaks that you need to plug. Right, US dollar, talking about the US dollar Mexican peso. So this is a cool thing on the USD Mexican peso. So clean break of the Asian session lows on what seems to be a very bearish market at the moment. So this is another one for later. Hmm. Yep. US dollar, Norwegian krona. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be me, guys. I'm not gonna stick here. I mean, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes for you to ask me another question if you have it. But I'm not gonna stay. You know, um, just because. I'm not gonna stay here just because we're live when there's absolutely nothing to do. Yee. This is for later too. Need to check this. Oh, yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm not very keen on trading the DAX because, um, historically speaking, my edge is super small here. But I'm gonna flag it just to go through it later. Nothing here. Oh, this is flagged red because. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it's 2:50 a.m. here. So So which is the one that I was looking at? It was the S&P 500? No. Yeah. I don't trade, U.S. equities during the Asian session, during the London session. So, guys, any thoughts on BTC USD? No. Nah, I don't have anything on Bitcoin at the moment. Well, we can have a look, mate. Last look, last look. So, let's go to the hourly. To the hourly. Right. So if we go to the hourly, shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have anything on Bitcoin, mate. But I'm going to have a clear analysis on Bitcoin for you on my New York Open session, so don't miss that out. I mean, I don't want to just go through the chart just because you asked me to without, you know, without really looking into it. And the reason is because I haven't looked at this market in a month or so. So I have absolutely no clue what's going on. So let me have a clean look at it, and we can have a discussion on my New York Open show. So yeah, I don't know. Now 25. I don't know. Um, You might see this, I mean, I see what you mean, right? You're looking at this. You might see this as resistance, but mate, be careful with trade support and resistance. That doesn't work. Don't trade support and resistance. That's just, I mean, I know that the first thing that you hear when you come to trading, right, is always look for the retest of the previous broken lows and highs and, areas of support and resistance, but that shit doesn't work. So be careful with trading that, right? This is just fucking liquidity. And, this is looking very bullish in my opinion. Yeah. First of all, don't try to short such a strong market, right? Secondly, this flat tops and whilst price is still printing higher lows, this is just and wait for that breakout, and people are going to get really, really hurt here because, yeah, that's what you hear when you first start out, right? So be careful with that. What do you think gold around 1821? I don't know. 1821? 1821? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, my friend. I dig it, Jerry. I fucking dig it. I see what you mean. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, but you know what? Stop, because you're making me rethink my fucking silver position. So, yeah, but I see what you mean. It's absolutely not that bad. Yeah, that could be in fact could be. If this doesn't play out, I'm gonna take that opinion into real consideration, right? Because it doesn't look bad at all. So guys, be careful out there. Don't try to push it because markets suck right now. Just don't try to push it. And yeah, join me for the U.S. Open, where we will trade U.S. equities. Right. Cheers.